This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning. This is Jack from Charting the Markets, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Thursday, the 3rd of October. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing and learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. I'm not here to issue trading signals. Right. I'm still wondering about these head and shoulders forming. I was thinking that we had a setup yesterday which could take us straight back up to the highs, but so far it hasn't. We have got a 60-minute buy signal fix on ES, and it's not alone. We do have a little double bottom here. If we see a sustained break up over 58.80 and we make the target would be back at the highs. So be aware of that. That could be where this is heading. But to be honest, it's forming more like a flag so far. NDX, very much forming like a flag so far. No current positive divergence on that. RTY has retested the low after yesterday. That was already on a 60-minute buy signal, but it's just strengthened so far. Looks like it's going to see a rally. Could be a head and shoulders forming here too, but we'll have a look at the pattern set up on the RTH charts because that'll be better. All right, possible head and shoulders forming here on Dow as well. No current positive divergence. DAX, we've got a possible 60-minute buy signal brewing, and ESTX, a possible 60-minute buy signal brewing as well. Both of those made lower lows overnight. Both of those are trying to break below their monthly pivots, which is interesting. Obviously, nowhere near it on ES, although it's within reach. NQ, we're testing it, or at least almost. Haven't quite reached it yet. We're below it on RTY, and we are well above it, the most above it on Dow. All right, let's have a look at the bigger picture charts. Okay, looking at SPX, how are we looking in terms of a head and shoulders forming here? Let's just draw it in because it is very nice. Let's have a look. That is almost perfect. And actually, it's even done one thing I really like, which is to form at a broken resistance level. So this is really nice. Now we got up to 57.16-ish yesterday. What was the high? 57.19. The ideal right shoulder high would be in the 57.33 area. So if we continue forming like a flag, make a higher high today, that could make the buy signal target, but it would form a very, very nice potential head and shoulder pattern. Which could get us down to the support trend line on this rather nice looking wedge, which I've currently got in about the 55.80 area. All right. In terms of the bands and so on, obviously we're still well above the daily band, but if we go lower, obviously we could get down to the middle band. We're also on a weak RSI 5 daily sell signal, and that is very much not made target yet. NDX, we didn't get a sell signal here, and we're not going to. We're pretty close to the daily middle band. In terms of a pattern forming here, we have another very nice looking potential head and shoulders. Two really nice necklines there, really peachy. Ideal right shoulder high would be in the 19.951 area. All right, Dow, we've still got a possible daily RSI 5 sell signal brewing, and it still hasn't fixed. And of course, until it fixes, it might not. So that hasn't fixed yet. Still well above the daily middle band. Looking at the 15-minute chart, this head and shoulders wouldn't be as nice here as it would be on SPX and NDX, which because they are really very nice indeed. This one would look a little bit different. It would be upsloping, and that would be it here. Is it a bad looking pattern? No, it isn't. Wouldn't need to go much higher. In fact, it's pretty much made the ideal right shoulder high already. So we'll see how that goes today. All right, looking at IWM. Daily chart, we're still on an old daily RSI 14 sell signal, week one. Didn't get anything on the RSI 5. Looking at the 15-minute chart, could we be forming a head and shoulders here? Not a good one, but actually that's kind of missing the point. And I'll show you why that is. Right. Okay, the point being that actually we've already formed a head and shoulders and it's broken down. This is a perfectly valid head and shoulders. It's a little spiky, and it doesn't look particularly pretty. Is it valid? Yeah, it is. Most definitely. And now that's got a target. Hang on, wait a second. All right, so that's actually already formed. It's already broken down, and it's got a target in about the 210.80 area. So that doesn't need a reversal pattern to be forming at the moment. It's already got one. So that's where we are on those. Let's have a quick look at DAX. DAX has been going lower at a faster rate. It had gone, of course, a lot higher initially. No current negative divergence on Nikkei. We're still seeing some fallout from the election. Pretty close to the daily middle band now, and the possible test of the 50 DMA. So overall, I think we may well be seeing head and shoulder patterns here, and there's definitely scope to go lower. But I'm wary about the 60-minute buy signals. I'd like to see them largely play out or make the possible near miss targets today or tomorrow. And then maybe decline next week. There is also a possibility, just because we've got head and shoulder patterns forming, even with the one that's broken down with IWM, doesn't mean they're going to deliver. If we get a boost to the upside, we can be back at the highs on SPX and ES in no time at all. But I really like the head and shoulder patterns, and I think they've got a decent chance of breaking down. We will see. All right, DX, very gratifying to see this, because this is the double bottom that I've been watching for weeks. The smaller double bottom has broken up and it's made target, and we've broken up from the larger double bottom. Now, just because we break up from it does not mean it needs to make target, but it's got a target in about the 103 area, and we've got a possible 60-minute sell signal brewing. Albeit it would be very easy to lose that divergence if we went a little higher. On ZB, ZB did a full rejection of the double bottom, or was that in head and shoulders? No, it was a double bottom. So that's rejected all the way back to the lows. This could, of course, be a larger double bottom that is forming at the moment. And this one, if it breaks up, would have a target back at these highs, whereas the other one would have been a bit short. Waiting to see if that delivers. We haven't made target on the 60-minute sell signal on TNX, which is still a bit of upward pressure on ZB here. Bigger picture, of course, we have a sell signal. So we have a buy signal on TNX, which of course would be down on ZB. I am wondering if we might come back, retest this high, make the second high of a double top, and then come down. CL. Obviously, stuff's been happening with Iran and Israel. We saw a boost from that. This double bottom made target quickly. This is not the second high of a double top. We're just retesting the prior high. Obviously, it's too large relative to the preceding trend. Bigger picture, leaning towards the downside, we've still got a triangle target we haven't hit. NG, this went higher. It got up to 3, and it shouldn't have done if it was going to hold my triangle. So the triangle isn't out of the way altogether now. Not all triangles, beautiful classical triangles, but it's moving lower in probability. And the chances that we're going to see a breakup have increased considerably. So we will see. GC is holding up surprisingly well given what's happening on the dollar. I'm leaning towards a flag here, some more upside on DX, maybe a test of the monthly pivot on GC, and then likely that's a buy opportunity. Looks like flag forming also on SI. Again, wondering about the monthly pivot, maybe a bit below. We do have an open double top target, which is down in the 30.7 area, but it's not really forming like a double top at the moment. HG, this could well be a bull flag forming too. Ideally, get down into about the 4.38 to 4.4 area. All right, let's have a look and see how the currencies look. USD, nice looking buy signal brewing, hasn't broken down from the double top yet. GBP USD had already broken down for a small double top, and that's made target. This, I was actually thinking I might need to redraw this as a head and shoulders, and I think I do need to redraw it as a head and shoulders. So that's a larger pattern, and that's got a target down in the 130 area. Looks like we are on the way. All right, let's have a look at USD JPY. USD JPY, we have no current divergence, kind of looks like a bear flag forming. KC, almost made the head and shoulder target. We've got a larger possible double top here with support in the 248 area, and that could break down too. On sugar, could be forming a head and shoulders here, but it looks as though it's not going to continue forming, and it's going to go back and retest the high. Certainly, if this head and shoulders can then break down, it probably needs to be today. CC is breaking up over the very, very steep declining resistance, and that's supported by a fixed 60-minute buy signal. I'm leaning towards this being double bottom, seeing a rally at least back into the 76-7700 area. ZW, tiny bit of negative divergence, but not enough to mark on the chart. We are breaking up towards a target which would be up in the 650 area, and I'm thinking we may well get there. Corn went through both of my possible inverted head and shoulder necklines. We've got a 60-minute sell signal that is fixed. We are retracing a bit. No sign it's going to be a large retracement at the moment. Soy still forming a potential level top, which it's been doing for the last week or so. No particular reason to think that's going to break down, but it could. Cotton. Cotton, I'm leaning still towards seeing a retest of this high, but if we're forming a flag, this could be A, B, C, get us down to about the 71 area. One or the other likely to happen, I think. On lumber, we broke down from a little level top, and at the moment that is failing. If so, we're going to see a retest of this high here at about the 538 area. Live cattle has gone higher, no longer forming a potential level top. We're still on a 60-minute sell signal that has delivered nothing so far. I'm going to be looking for a pattern here because we've got enough to form a decent support trend line. Lean hogs has gone higher as well. This looked as though it might be a topping pattern forming, and it wasn't. No current negative divergence, no current reason to think this won't continue higher. Okay, great. Let's have a look at ES again. Okay, we've got possible nice looking head and shoulders forming on SPX and NDX. We've got a possible one forming on Dow, though it is nice. And on RTY, we've got one, RWM, we've already got a head and shoulders which has formed and broken down. Although on IWM we could be forming a slightly larger one. Altogether, we've got some nice topping patterns here. I'm leaning on towards the upside today. We've got buy signals fixed on ES. We've got one fixed on RTY. We've got them brewing, but not fixed yet on DAX and STX. I'm thinking we see a bullish day today, maybe tomorrow. If it doesn't go that high, we may well be forming the right shoulders on head and shoulder patterns, which I'd expect to then break down tomorrow or Monday. So we shall see. In which case, we could see monthly pivotal tests all around, which is a very good thing to see at the start of the month. Am I expecting to see much more downside? I'll be doing a post today, but I'm not seeing a setup for it. We could form one, but it would probably involve seeing a retest of the high first. In the short term, I'm not really seeing it. But I am thinking we might see some more downside. And certainly, if this head and shoulders forms and breaks down, we could see the 5600, 5625 area. But I've got nothing to suggest really it would be any lower than that. Certainly not with that high retest that then came back again. All right, great. In that case, I think that's a wrap, guys. Just looking at questions quickly. Platinum, let's have a look. All right, bear with me a second. All right, let's have a look at platinum. Okay, no current divergence. We've got a double bottom that is broken up here with a target in the 1072 to about 1081 area. At the moment, this looks like a sideways consolidation while the dollar's going up. If that continues to be the case, I mean, this could be a double top. This could break down hard. I'm seeing absolutely no sign on the precious metal complex of it breaking down hard into a stiff retracement. That being the case, I'm thinking this is sideways action, then we're probably going to continue up into this target. We will see how that goes. Anyway, my pleasure as always, guys. I'll have everything posted as soon as possible, and I'll catch you guys later.